It's 1973. Audiences across America are lining up for a film unlike anything they've ever seen. Some will faint. Some will run screaming from theaters. And for a select few, the horror will follow them home. This is The Exorcist, not just a movie, but a cultural earthquake. A film so intense, it sparked riots, bans, and a storm of headlines. But behind the scenes, something even stranger was happening. Something that made many believe the production itself was cursed. Before the cameras rolled, the seed of the story came from reality. Author William Peter Blatty based his 1971 novel, and later the film, on a real 1949 case of an alleged demonic possession in Maryland. A teenage boy, known only as Roland Doe, underwent a series of exorcisms performed by Catholic priests. The events were documented, and while some dismissed them as superstition, others were convinced the boy had been possessed. By the time the film adaptation began, rumors already whispered that telling this story was inviting trouble. Director William Friedkin pushed his cast and crew to the limit. Actors were injured on set, equipment malfunctioned, and an unexplained fire destroyed most of the set, except for the bedroom where the exorcism scenes were to be filmed. The blaze delayed production for 6 weeks, fueling rumors that something sinister was at work. Even more chilling were the deaths connected to the movie. At least 9 people associated with The Exorcist, including actors, crew members, and relatives, died during or shortly after production. While some passed away from natural causes, the clustering of tragedies made people wonder if the film was cursed. When the movie finally premiered, chaos erupted. Paramedics were stationed outside theaters because so many viewers collapsed or became physically ill. Some claimed they felt an evil presence in the theater. Others believed watching the movie had invited bad luck into their lives. What started as a horror film had now become a real-life urban legend. And the most terrifying part was yet to come. Before we talk about the curse, we need to go back to where it all began. The Exorcist was inspired by a real-life case from 1949. The exorcism of a boy known by the pseudonym Roland Doe. Priests involved in the case claimed to witness objects flying across rooms, strange marks appearing on the boy's body, and his voice changing to something inhuman. William Peter Blatty, the author of the novel, based his story on these chilling events, and some believe that by bringing it to the big screen, the filmmakers invited dark forces to take notice. On set, the crew became so unsettled that a priest was brought in to bless the cast and crew. But the priest allegedly warned them that by making this film, they were making the devil very angry. Not long after, more tragedies followed. Family members of crew members fell ill or died unexpectedly. Have been linked to people connected to the movie, from actors to relatives of the crew. Jason Miller, who played Father Karras, narrowly avoided death when a man tried to shoot him in a New York restaurant shortly after the film's release. Reports surfaced of lightning striking theaters where the movie was playing. In Rome, during one premiere, a thunderstorm hit, and lightning struck a 400-year-old cross on top of a nearby church. Was it coincidence? Or a warning? Some actors later admitted that filming the possession scenes had a lasting impact on their mental health. Linda Blair, just 14 at the time, was hounded by the press, received death threats, and needed bodyguards for 6 months after the movie came out. By this point, The Exorcist was more than a film. It was a phenomenon, one wrapped in fear, superstition, and questions science couldn't answer. Decades have passed since The Exorcist first shocked audiences, but the whispers haven't faded. Even now, when people rewatch it, some claim to experience strange disturbances, lights flickering, nightmares that feel too real, and that unshakable sense of being watched. Psychologists call it suggestion, the power of the mind to create fear when primed with terrifying imagery. But those who have lived through it insist this is something darker. The Vatican's take. One of the most unsettling layers to this mystery is the Church's reaction. Several Catholic priests publicly acknowledged that the real-life events inspiring the film were genuine cases of demonic possession. Some even warned that watching movies about the devil, especially The Exorcist, could open spiritual doorways best left closed. And it's not just talk. In multiple countries, religious groups staged protests outside cinemas, demanding the film be banned. In some regions, it was banned, only adding to its mythic status. The final scene no one talks about. Many die-hard fans know about the infamous spider walk scene, but there's another lesser-known rumor that certain original reels allegedly contained unexplained audio distortions. Crew members claimed they sometimes heard whispers on set that didn't match any script lines, voices captured on microphones when no one was speaking. Whether this was technical interference or something more sinister, we may never know. The studio has never released the uncut original audio to the public. Modern-day encounters. Even now, actors who were part of the production report lingering fear. Linda Blair, who played Reagan, admitted in interviews that strangers still approach her, convinced she has some connection to the supernatural. Ellen Burstyn, who played Reagan's mother, has openly said that parts of filming felt dangerous, not just physically, but spiritually. Online forums are filled with modern viewers claiming unusual experiences after watching it late at night. Some blame coincidence. Others are sure that the curse lives on. So what are we left with? A film that didn't just terrify audiences, it bled into reality. A production plagued with tragedy, fire, and death. A story so disturbing that even the church weighed in. Is it all just myth-making, the perfect storm of fear, rumor, and superstition? Or did The Exorcist open a door to something that cannot be closed? In the end, whether you see it as coincidence or curse, one thing's for sure. Some movies are just entertainment, but The Exorcist is something else entirely. So tell me, when you watch it, do you feel like you're being watched too?